Okay, now let's discuss something very controversial. Take note that the following statement you'll hear is subjective and I'm just sharing thoughts and views about this topic. So, a lot of players have been asking why the hell did I say that Lavos is unique and good, when most people think that he is just a mastery rank fodder. Also, I was so positive about this frame in the previous video that it made me look that I have no clue what I'm talking about. You see, I see Lavos as fresh air to the current meta. Sometimes, this game spoils us with those one-shot kill abilities that we forget to have fun experimenting with stuff, and rather just press one button that to hit multiple ones with different effects. That's the thing about Lavos. He is not a one-shot nuker frame, nor a frame built for press one to win. He is more about combining stuff to create the best effect. Now, I know some of you have some issues about his abilities, and let me share my side of why I think they are good and possibly will get better with some tweaks. First of all, we got the Ophidian Bite. This is a healing ability for Lavos. Among all of his abilities, this is the one that you can consider as an emergency skill for keeping you alive. The ability has a decent range when you put some range mods in your build, and it does the job done since the instant health restore is very reliable, and it pairs well with Lavos' damage reduction, coming from his high armor value plus Arcane Guardian. While this ability is effective in instantly healing Lavos, I would suggest that Ophidian Bite somehow can stack that health regeneration. Give it something like Oberon's renewal effect, wherein the health regen will stay for some time after you lash out your snake whips. Because honestly, I feel like the power strength you put in Lavos just for health restoration in Ophidian Bite is wasted. But anyway, that's just my opinion. Moving on, we got Vile Rush. While this is not the best ability for Lavos, it's actually fun to use dashing through enemies and inflicting cold damage and slow. It's very good when used with Lavos, but it sucks as a subsumed ability, and that is why I strongly suggest that you don't subsume Lavos into the Helminth system right now. For Transmutation Probe, it's basically a good utility for Lavos, lowering the cooldown of his abilities, and as well as providing good synergy to his passive ability. The universal pickup is a blessing, and you can pair it with looter frames like Necros for maximum effect. It also gives status effect immunity to Lavos, which is very helpful in providing defense against knockdown, slash, and other status effects that could lead to your death. Lastly is his ultimate ability called Catalyze. The latest update fixed its verticality issues, wherein you can't hit enemies with the ability while they are below or above you, but not to the extent wherein you can cast the ability in midair and hit the enemies below the ground. This is a good nuking ability when you can apply a lot of status effect on the enemies, and I think that this is one of the reasons why players don't think that Lavos is good. The reality is, you will need to proc status, or in general, you will have to put a lot of effort applying status just to make this ability do some insane damage. Against normal star chart missions, this ability does the job done, but you will see how poor nuking damage if you only apply some status at steel path levels. This is why players may be saying that Lavos is bad, because he can't one-shot or damage the enemies enough with one ability. But honestly, if you really want some nuking power, then you can just use Cedo and Kuvanuka in your setup. This would suffice your nuking hunger. But squad leader, I want to use another weapon for Lavos and not stick with these priming weapons. Well, you can do that, but you would sacrifice Lavos' nuking power, and probably, you can use him as a support for the team, or even someone that makes melee condition overload setup better. The problem sometimes relies on how we want to use the frame. If we see every Warframe as weapons that could clear a room full of enemies in just one press of a button, then most likely, we will end up being disappointed if a unique frame like Lavos will come out. You can play the game the way that you want, and no one will stop you from doing that. But saying that a Warframe is trash because it's distasteful for your taste buds is hilarious. We all have preferences, and we could sometimes hate or love frames because of this. If you don't like the frame, then you could say that you don't like it because it can't do the same stuff as my favorite frame does, and not say that it's only mastery rank fodder and should be thrown in the trash. This type of thinking also made frames like Banshee and Mag just memes for the community, but in reality, these frames are very powerful when you know how to use them. I don't want to elaborate my opinions any longer, as I feel that this video is turning into a rant video, but overall, we have different opinions about frames, and for me, Lavos is in a good state right now when it comes to being a condition overload monster. Some may not like his play style, but others do. And for those who are saying that his special casting is clunky and slow, well, tell that to Warframes that have ability gear wheels. Well, that's all about it, lads. I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Squad leader signing off.
This is the future. Human error. Evolution. This is the future.